Hello everyone, it is Canadian Futures Trader here. It is Wednesday evening, January the 6th, and I thought I would do a little video. So I did some planning today. If you're new here, welcome. I've been making videos, tracking my progress through both the TopStep Trader 150K Combine and the OneUp Trader 100K Evaluation. Just different names, same thing. And at this point, I've passed both in the sense that I met the profit goals for both, but I'm still have a few days left in each of them. So I thought I would first just show my dashboards for each of them really quick, and then I'll show you what I put together in Excel. If you're interested in it, great. If you get bored, obviously you can stop the video. So TopStep Trader here, you see my high right here, 159 and current 159, 134. So I reached that on day 7. Then this was day 8. I just did. So once you're over the goal, I mean, you can just coast basically, and that's basically what I'll be doing. So today is technically, as I record this, it is Wednesday evening, and it's technically day 9, and I already did one trade. This won't update, I always say it, but it won't update till the end of the trading day. And then this will be Friday, so I'll put in my final trade on Friday. And then I'll talk about my choice going forward, but that'll be passing this. Side note, I noticed on my dashboard just today, they put this new thing, Trader IQ Beta. I didn't mess around with it at all. Apparently, I have an outstanding score, probably because I passed. But you can set your own daily personal loss limit. You can edit this, your max number of trades per day. I didn't set any of this. This is all predefined. I just noticed it in here. I mean, I've already met the goal, so I'm not going to be monkeying with this too much. But anyways, that's on the side. Look to see if you have that on your dashboard. If you're in the program, it might be useful. And I don't know. The thing I'm most curious about this is if it actually locks you out. Like, can you set your own limits? And it will actually stop you from trading if you hit this, or if it's more just like a nice, like, kind of evaluate yourself, but it doesn't really actually stop you from doing something. And with OneUp, we've seen before, I'm at the goal a few days ago. Again, this one doesn't up, so this one's interesting. The balance is fairly updated. This doesn't update till overnight. So I've actually done day 14, and not only am I done day 14, we're in day 15, but that won't reflect that until overnight on Thursday night going into Friday. So it's not necessarily a weird thing, but their graph actually includes weekends, so it's kind of hard. This looks like I traded a ton of days, but I really didn't. It's the 15 or whatever it is, 14 trading days so far, but also, you know, the New Year's weekend and the past weekend, etc. So I'm just over 6,000. And as you can see here, I mean, 2 of these days were weekend days, but I'm really just putting in the one trade, so each day counts. So we have our goal there. All that said, we are obviously passing. So by the end of this week, we will have passed both of them. Okay, so looking at my plan for the rest of January and touching a bit on February, I did decide I am going to go with the TopStep Pro account, and the main reason is one of the benefits that they list, which is you start pretty much right away. I looked back, I did pass at one point and enter a Pro account, that was months ago, which I blew, and but it was set up within a day. I finished on a Friday, and by Monday I had my Pro account, like the Monday trading day. I was able to trade on Monday. So they do it pretty quick. Since OneUp will take about a week to get set up with a funded account, I thought rather than sit around for a week and do nothing waiting for 2 funded accounts, let's just do the Pro account, trade this week. Goal will be try to get to 5,000. I'll just preface all the things I say. I'm not going to push it. Like, my goal is 5,000, but it's not like I'm going to be at 3,000 and say, man, I really want to be at 5,000. I'm going to take some Hail Mary pass, and try to pass this. No, like, wherever I'm at is cool. So I kind of decided wherever I'm at the end of next week, beginning of this week, depending, I'll feel it out. I'll see how I'm feeling. If I'm at anything over like 2,500, 3,000, up to 5,000, I'll have them roll it over into a funded account and start that process, because that'll take a week plus. I've read anywhere from 5 to 10 days, so who knows how long it'll take, but it might be not till the end of February because there's 2 full weeks left there. If it does take 10 business days, I'm looking at like the beginning of February before I get a funded account. Now granted, I'll already have whatever I made up to this point rolled over, so that's part of why I'm doing it. Like, let's get a start, then we get to take a little break while we wait for them to set up funded. In the meantime, OneUp Trader, next week I'll be on hiatus, and then I will have the funded account. You just go right to a funded account with them. So I wrote that my goal was with OneUp will be the week starting the 18th and then through the end of the month. Basically, my goal for the next 2 weeks after there is to make the initial 3,500 plus 1,500 more. What I mean by the initial 3,500, I'm going to show you a graph, and I've shown it in another video. I kind of grab some of the images off their sites. OneUp has a rule. I don't mind it. I could see people having a problem with it. I personally don't mind it. Basically, in the 100K account, the first 3,500 of real money that you make, you can't withdraw. And that's what this orange area is. It's basically showing anything over 3,500 is green and you can withdraw. This stays locked until a point where you completely close your account. It's basically forcing you to have a buffer. Now, you can fall below this level, like that doesn't bust your account or anything. You just can't withdraw anything down here. I don't mind it because I was already planning on trying to have about a $5,000 buffer in both accounts. So this is almost kind of a forcing me to have a $3,500 buffer. So that's why I set up above, like my goal for the 2 weeks after I get this account. Let's get the 3,500. Let's get an additional 1,500, just extra buffer. That money will always stay in there. And then February, we'll worry about making some money and withdrawing it. And then the same thing with TopStep. The goal, let's do the pro account. Let's see where we get. Obviously, I'd love to get to 5,000. And in case you're not aware, once you get 5,000 is the max you can make in the pro account. Once you get to 5,000, it automatically rolls to fund it, or at any point you can roll it over. So let's make the 5,000 or wherever we're at, wait, and then in February, we can start working on actual profits. So January, general goal, get both accounts to a $5,000 balance. That's it. That's kind of my goal that I'm setting for myself. Again, though, I'm not going to be pushing it, and I'm going to be treating these accounts very gingerly. I do not want to bust either of them. Like I've mentioned a few times, I had a pro account before, and I blew it. And that was months ago. It's taken months of grinding it out and trying to pass and then failing and having to reset and then waiting, or maybe busting and then waiting 2 weeks until my account renews and then trying it again. I don't want to go through that pain. If you've been there, you know what that hamster wheel is like. I'm off the hamster wheel. I don't want to get back on it. So January, let's build up some buffer. Think of this as buffer, like buffer extreme. We're building up buffer. February, the goal. Now this is kind of assuming January kind of goes according to plan. February goal, request withdrawals on February 13th, which happens to be Friday the 13th. Amounts to be determined, but whatever the amount is, not bring my account below 5,000 and ideally 6,000. I mean, if I have enough money in there that, like say I have $10,000 in OneUp, I might just request a $4,000 withdrawal. Let's leave 6 in there, give myself the 5 buffer and an extra $1,000 buffer. Like it doesn't hurt. At the same time, if I'm only at say, 6,000, I'm probably not going to bother to do a withdrawal. Maybe you withdraw 1,000 just to feel good. I mean, honestly, guys, at the end of the day, we want to make money doing this. And, I've spent a lot of time personally going through these combines and stuff, spending money on it. It will be a nice reward to actually withdraw some money and have it hit my bank account at some point. Now, I should mention, I'm not doing this. I have other income sources. I have other businesses that I run. I'm, pretty serious about this, and I do plan on transitioning and trying to make this more of a focus, but I'm not in a position where it's like, I have to have this money like next month, or like I'm, losing my house or anything like that. I'm not in that situation. So I, in some ways, have the luxury of kind of waiting and being patient with it. Like, yeah, it kind of sucks to think about, like, to write it down and say, wow, it's going to be the middle of February before I actually withdraw any money. Like here we are the first week of January, and I'm talking about mid-February before I even do a withdrawal. But just based on the timing and how things work, and there's a bit of a delay getting set up with Funded, that's just how it's going to work out, and I'm okay with that. Now, if things go, awesome, and I'm, way ahead of schedule, sure, like I'd withdraw money sooner, but this is the plan. So part of this plan, and I'm just going to touch on this briefly. So one thing I did too for myself was write out their scaling plan. So I grabbed the images from their sites because they vary slightly. And this actually plays into my $5,000 balance as well. With OneUp, I'm in the 100K account, which is up to 12 lots. But you have to scale into it, and you can only trade 12 lots once you're over $5,001 in balance. So there's kind of an extra reason there to be above 5,000. You get the full access to the account that you did. Like I did a 100K account because I wanted ultimately 12 lots to trade. 150K TopStep, similar thing. You don't get the full 15 lots until you're over 154 500, so 4,500. So again, call it rounded up to 5,000. If I keep both accounts over 5,000 in balance, then I just know I have full access to the full lots. I put together a little thing here just in $500 increments, and at what point, like up to 2,000, you get 3 lots here, then 4, etc. And basically, yeah, it's over 5,000 before you get the full lot allotment for both of them. So That is it, guys. So, kind of some reasoning behind my madness. I think it makes sense, though. It makes sense to me. And we'll see how it goes. So, look for some videos this weekend. As soon as I start getting emails from either of these places saying, hey, you passed, congrats, here's the next steps, I'll walk you through that. I think it's interesting. I like to know, like, for myself, when I started doing these things, I would look up and I would have questions like, well, how does it work? And, what's the process like? And there's just not a lot of information. Like I have a hard time finding videos or good information about actual funded traders. Like there's tons of resources for being in the combines and stuff, but funded traders actually making money and doing withdrawals, I don't know that I've ever seen a video of somebody doing a withdrawal from any of these things. So I kind of get why people are skeptical sometimes of them, because there's a lot of people in combines and evaluations. I don't see a lot of people passing and withdrawing. So hopefully I am that person that gets to show some of that. So hang in there. Be sure to subscribe. I will definitely be making more content. So next week should be pretty exciting, and I'll walk you through the pro account. I'll do kind of the same thing I've done with the combine. As I go through the pro account, I'll do daily updates and show, hey, here's where I'm at and how I'm making progress towards my 5 grand. And we'll go from there. So thanks everybody. Be sure to leave your questions down below, subscribe, all that stuff, and I'll see you in the next video.